It's a really strong buff, to be honest. Scrappers need to get really excited, man. Okay, so class balance. Berserker. Attack type change, front to back attack. I'll kind of skim through it, right? Back attack. Okay, piercing strike tripod, change amplified damage on hit. Hit foes will take plus 6% damage for players' party members for 6 seconds. It's an assault blade. Instead of ignoring target defense, enemies will now receive damage increase from players' party members. Okay, mountain crash. Counter attack has been added. Earthquake's duration increased by 1 second. As tripod change of damage on hit, foes will take plus 6% damage from party members for 10 seconds. So they basically changed the synergy, haven't they? Okay, so Hellblade, you can now use your movement skill while using Hellblade. Deadly blow tripod effect has been updated. Now, if your HP is below 50%, damage will increase. Okay, so they've tweaked that one. But you can now use your movement skill. That's quite nice. If you're using Hellblade, you can use spacebar. That's what I was talking about. So you can animation cancel. Red Dust. MP reduction. PvE damage reduction. Fury meter amount reduced by 16.2% in PvP and PvE. Cooldown reduced to 24 seconds. Poggers. Skill effect change. Swing the great sword in the air and create a red energy on hit, inflict damage, and increase attack power. Okay, quick prep tripod has been changed to damage amplification. Damage amplification changed to red shock, which can now progress to level 5. Okay, and sword storm. Flame storm tripod damage has been decreased. Now when your HP is 50% or lower, outgoing damage increased by X amount there. And then the tweaking some of the engraving. So berserker technique, crit damage has increased, while bursting crit damage is now 35, 50, and 70%. So a bit of a buff there, which is nice. Mayhem burst mode damage for Mayhem has been decreased. Sad face. Outgoing damage is now 3, 8, and 16. Can only receive 40% of healing effects. So this is a big change, right? Big change. So it means, yeah, the FF's excavator, man. This means the green pots have been nerfed and stuff now. And a Droving Potion can now be used. Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say this properly. Can now be used while in burst mode. If your HP, this is a nice change. If your HP is maxed at 25% during burst mode, you cannot use HP recovery potions. Okay, so it stops you being able to like waste them. Okay, Gunlancer, Surge Cannon. Increased damage in PvE by 3.3%. That's really nice because Surge Cannon is really strong. So precise barrage tripod increased. Perfect zone gets smaller. Decreased overall overcharged tripod damage. Okay. So because that was strong as well. So maybe that balances out. Charge Stinger. Increased weak point detection tripod damage. Counter Gunlancer. Bombardment spear tripod damage increased. And shield bash. Weak point level 1 effect has been added, as Gunlancers did not have weak point while in combat stance. That's really nice. That's actually a really nice change. So that's it. Zerka died. Well, I don't know. Zerka has, you know, Mayhem's got a bit of a nerf. This was way too strong. Anyway, this is a huge winner. And then this is to save you using parts of things. And then Berserker technique got buffed. So Paladin, PvE punishing punish skills damage increased by 4.8%. Thank you so much for the follow.
Knights go hop says Redlancer goes bang 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 bang.
Oh no, bang 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 bang. Greenside, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you, buddy. So punishment, attack type changed from front to back attack, changed back attack on those ones. Engravings judgment duration increased. So yeah, duration increased. I don't need to go over any more than that, guys. Wardancer, my boy, my girl even. So esoteric skill damage calculation by specialization is increased. Okay, nice. Skills. PvE skill damage increased by 18% for normal skills and by 14% for awakening and esoteric skills. So damage buff, Wind's Whisper. This is the big change. This is really, really big. This is what's making people like redo their builds and things in crit at the minute. So Wind's Whisper. Over the wind tripod effect changed from crit rate to MP recovery. Now, first intention and some of the other builds, especially if you don't have any like focus runes, Wardancers heavily suffer from mana issues, especially if you have a lot of windows to attack and you can spam out a lot of skills quite quickly, or maybe you just got good positioning or good RNG from the boss that allows you to just get off your skills consistently. You run into mana problems. So this is nice in terms of getting your mana back, but one of the things that a lot of people do with esoteric is they go like full swiftness and a bit of specialization. Subsea! It didn't read it! Why did it read it? Wait, hold on. Let me try that again. Why did it read it? Right, okay, I'll read it. Too much time for me, Blue Gunlancer. Okay.
3R1v3N says too much hype for me, Blue Gunlancer will go bash 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 pew 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 shield KKTHX by fuck mechanics poggers, let's fucking go. Hype.
Oh, Riven, you're a superstar for copying that in. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't read out. It's the first time that's happened. Thank you, Subsea, for the bits. I really appreciate that, man. That was poggers. I don't know what happened. Just the bot stopped working. So yeah, people basically don't go like swiftness crit or like specialization crit because one of the reasons being it is Wind's Whisper gives you a lot of crit rate on your Wardancer. But now they're taking that away. This is just the self buff part of it, right? Now they're taking that away. There's a lot of experimentation stuff going around for what is the best kind of build for Wardancer. There's people that are going like still high swiftness with specialization and like a bit of crit, so they're kind of putting in like free, like you would do potentially with like a gunslinger. A gunslinger can go free, so that's something that I might look into a little bit on my Wardancer, is doing a bit of everything. So we'll see how that goes. Sky Shooting got attack type changed front and back to just back attacks. That's your counter actually, which is interesting. An esoteric skill. Spiral Impact is now changed to back attack. Engravings, first intention damage has been increased to 16, 24, and 32%. So first intention is quite snappy. And it's decent. And then yeah, PvE skill damage is increased by 18% for normal and 14% there. So more damage. It's an interesting one. So people that are saying like, oh, we've been nerfed and things. We're losing crit rate, but we're gaining damage on different builds. So even here, I think it's good. I don't mind it. It just means people have to build slightly different. What to use instead of Wind's Whisper? You'd never get rid of Wind's Whisper. It's far too strong. It's literally still an absolute mandatory skill. All it is you just need to get crit from somewhere else. For the builds that are out in Korea and stuff at the moment, the meta builds need retweaking because they kind of rely on this self crit rate to hit certain crit rate percentages to make things like Keen Blunt really effective, right? And what they were doing is not, as I said, they were not using the crit stat and going loads of swiftness with a bit of specialization, but now you need to tweak it a bit to potentially like lower your swiftness but put in some crit there. So Keen Blunt isn't that good now when you go 3-1. See, what you can do though is you could tweak your build and put in like adrenaline. So there's different options that you can do. You're just losing. Is it like I can't remember exactly. I need to go back and look at the tripod a bit. It might be something like 18% crit rate. Is anybody on a Wardancer now that can just have a look at this tripod? Just off the top of my head, it's just gone blank. I can't remember what it is. But we're losing that crit rate. But you just make it up somewhere else. So if you're using Keen Blunt, which is still very very strong, you just might use either stats in crit to buff it up a little bit, or use something like adrenaline. All right, so you could do something like that. I mean, I might even be going something along the lines of Grudge, Cursed Doll, Keen Blunt. What else would I use? I don't know what I don't know exactly how I'm going to build it, but I'm going to be with the relic set. I'm going to be going something like Awakening 2 to be able to keep up the relic set buff. Yeah, adrenaline was what I was thinking, like adrenaline 1, and like esoteric 1 or something, you know. So you end up with like 6 engravings, which, you know, a lot of people will go for like 5-3, but with these tweaks and changes, it might be worth looking into something like that, getting like adrenaline 1 and esoteric 1 with awakening 2, and then going like, as I say, like keen blunt, curse style, and grudge for just like flat out damage. That's something I'm gonna experiment, look into that a little bit. Okay, let's move on to Scrapper. Okay, let's move on to... No, I'm joking, Nakamura, if you're still here. Okay, so PvE damage from all skills except base attacks has been increased by 24%. Yes, it. PvE damage from all skills except basic attacks has been increased by 24%. Scrapper, huge. Huge. Charging blow, ready attack tripod has been changed to Furious Hit. Fierce Tiger, Rough Smash tripod changed to that percentage according to the number of hit foe. Okay, continuous push, steady armor tripod changed to Fist of Endurance. On hit, incoming damage reductions per stack. Judgment attack changed to back attack. Roundup sweep attack type changed to back attack. Swift preparation tripod effect changed from successful crit hit to successful hit. Poggers. Critical blow attack type changed from front attack to back attack. Roundup sweep. This is your reset skill, right? This is your counter. This is the big fist punch, right? That goes bam bam. Is that right? We're getting just the flat 29% damage increase for taijutsu. Amazing. Shot counter. Oh, is that what it is? I haven't learned the names. That shot counter, is it? Is it called? What is roundup sweep? Okay. Shredding strike. So attack type changed to back attack as well. And then awakening skills. So mysterious art, blast of... I don't even say this. Runation? Is that how you say it? Runation effect is changed. Has changed distance used to calculate damage for accuracy. And engravings, taijutsu, stamina, skill, damage now increased by plus 35, plus 50, and plus 65%. Pretty good, man. They changed the tripod. The other skills used to give that buff. Right. Still high level. This is still really nice, though. Across the board, man. I mean, look, straight up. This. 24%. It's a free grudge. Higher than grudge. You're just getting it. PV damage. Grudge on everything. Double grudge. Amazing. Just so good. So it's a really strong buff, to be honest. Scrappers need to get really excited, man. It's huge, huge, huge. Pogs. And then, yeah, 5% on taijutsu too. It's good, man. It's a really good change. My new shock scrapper is very happy. Poggers, dude. Soulfist. PvE damage from all skills except basic attacks and awakening skills. Is increased by 7%. Energy bullet. So trance tripod. Attack time has been shortened by approximately 40%. That's good. Just easier. Energy blast. PvE damage increased by 11%. Concussion skill tree effect has been changed to ranged hit. Weak point detection tripod changed to tenacity, which cannot be leveled up. So this is generally super armor. Okay. Range hit tripod changed to concussion. Ruthless tripod changed to concentration. Weak point detection tripod can be progressed to level 5. The Furious strike tripod can no longer impacts damage and now decreases charging time by 15%. Merciless pummel attack range increased by approximately 40%. That's always nice to have. Clear hit tripod will not increase attack range. Okay. Bolting crash attack type change to back attack, especially. You can now exit hype immediately by pressing X. Very specific. 11.7%. That's true, Riven. Glavier, skills vault. Change to back attack. Wheeler blades. So this is your counter as well. Wheeler blades. Attack type change to back attack. Red dragon's horn. Determination tripod now increases... Oh, damage. Determination tripod damage is now increased by this amount. Perfect zone damage is now increased by that amount as well. Cube destruction tripod effect has now been changed from inflicting guaranteed crit damage to a 100% increase in crit accuracy. Interesting wording. And increases crit damage by... Interesting. Right, okay. Increased by like 44%. Crit accuracy. Okay. Aiming distance tripod changed to fatal aim. Thrust of destruction PvE damage increased by 13.3. I'm just trying to think which one this one is. This is red. I think this is red skill. Thrust deals more DPS now than pounces. Oh, is that what this is? So damage increased by 13.3%. The spear tip thrust has been changed to Spear of Destruction and weak point detection tripod. Swap locations in the skill tree menu with the shield tripod. Interesting. Yeah, so this is the red skill, right? Where it's just a big lunge and you can change it maybe to like hold it in. I think that's what this one is. That'd be interesting to see. Like I don't play Pinnacle now. I've changed my one to control just for something different. Yeah, it is the charger one. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I changed my one to control just to like stream something different because there's a lot of people playing Pinnacle. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go on control, even though I like Pinnacle. Okay, so spiraling spear counterattack has been added. Poggers, a spear tip thrust skill, changed to vital point strike. Four-headed dragon, spear tip thrust tripod changed to vital point strike. The violent thrust tripod's crit rate has now increased by 20%. 20%. So crit damage is increased by up to this amount. As you can thrust a longer period of time. Interesting. Okay. And Starfall Pounce. So ground explosion tripod damage increase. So these, I think, these are all the red ones. I think this is the one that hits quite a lot, doesn't it? Control looks fun too. It's way cheaper. As I said, like when I went control, when I made the decision to go control on it, I was like, if it was my main or even like my second or third main character, then I would have gone Pinnacle. But because it's like one of my 6 ults that I use for like gold farming and stuff, but it's way down the line in terms of what I'm going to be using like as a main, I was like, I'll just go control. I'll go control. Interesting changes there. Control is super fun. I actually like it. I like the way the skills and things are. Striker! Really big changes here. Back attack. Job done. All right. Deadeye. Enforce. Remove the front attack type from the upper kick. Oh, from upper kick. Okay, quick shot. When selecting the final light tripod and using the skill, the pushback distance has been reduced. And then crawl tracker. Push back distance after the final attack has been reduced. Okay, so you don't get pushed back as far. Awakening skill. Claim bombardment. Yeah, it's just for Deadeye. So this is interesting because we were talking with some people in the guild that play Deadeye, and they sometimes use like shotgun skills and stuff to push themselves out of AoEs while still doing damage because you get like knocked back. So now that pushback distance after final attack has been reduced, like someone was saying about how they're going to have to change the way they actually play Deadeye just because of using this. Deadeye still needs to be 1 millimeter from the boss, so you don't do anything. Right, fair enough. Awakening skill. So the space between the cable bombardment and Deadeye can now have attack hits. Because this is an awakening where he spins around and there was like a bit of space between himself and the explosions in a big 360 that it didn't hit. So if you were too close to something, it just missed. So that's interesting. And Pistolier damage is increased. So Pistolier keeps getting buffed. Like over and over and over. I think lots of people are like, oh, I don't mind Pistolier, but people don't like the normal one. So another buff for Pistolier. Great. There you go for all the Pistolier mains out there. The whole 2 of them. So Artillerist skills. Damage from normal skills during PvE has been increased by 5%. This is good. Just straight up. 70% is gigantic. Yeah, is it? Increased. So it's been increased too. So it's getting an increase of like 70%. But I actually don't know what the current number is. So it's been increased from whatever it is up to 70% in level 3 Pistolier. Which seems pretty good. Pretty good to be fair. Gatling gun, move back attack, flamethrower, move back attack. Interesting. Gravity, move back attack. This one I never really got anyway. I don't know why they did that. Homing brush, stagger damage decreased from high to lowest. So this is your big nuke. It's gone from a high stagger to low. And what they've rejiggled it, basically, because this is a skill you want to use all the time with not the shortest of cooldowns, and it's delayed damage, which makes stagger checks sometimes a bit hard to get, because if you just used it and it's got a reasonably long cooldown, and then the stagger check happens, and you're like, oh man. So you'll see what happens later on, right? Air raid, stagger damage decrease from my mid to lower. So this is the other nuke. These are like your two nuke skills, right? That's the one that puts the little mine detection, like the little like homing beacon maybe on the floor that goes down, and this is just like a big shot in the air that comes down. Flame barrage tripod now inflicts increased damage to monsters that are challenger grade or higher. But this is what they've done, right? Multiple rocket launchers. So you bring it up on your shoulder and you fire out lots of rockets in different locations. But it spreads out like a cone. Stagger damage increased from med high to high. This is a skill that doesn't do tons and tons of damage, but now will be a lot easier to save this, for example, for stagger checks, because you don't now need to like save your damage from these for like stagger checks. You can go, oh, okay, well, I won't use this as much, but you keep using your two big damage skills. You could save this and get more stagger out of it. Now deals increased damage as well. Napalm, the front attacks as the counter has been removed. Stagger increased from med high to highest. So these are now your two big damage, your two big stagger skills. Swing isn't really a meta skill for Taken in PvE. This is when you just like swipe with your gun, you know, like the blade on the gun. This here is the stun, the Artillerist stun. Hi everyone, if you just joined in, we're going through the patch notes. I'm on Artillerist at the moment, we're going through everything. Swing, so this is the stun, so that's now had its stagger increased. But again, it's not really a meta skill that's Taken in PvE. And forward barrage counter has now been added. So we've got another counter. Awaken skills to heavy turret. HP increased by 300% for PvE. Yeah, no back attack on flamethrower just means more damage from Hitmaster now. That's it, man. Hitmaster's good on Artillerist. Especially, you can now use mobility skills in barrage mode, but when you do, barrage mode will now be deactivated immediately. This is your spacebar. So if you go into turret mode, press spacebar, dash out. Like, that's really nice. That's really nice, because otherwise you're so static, it's horrible. So that's just nice quality of life. You can now deactivate barrage mode even if you have the silence debuff. You can now use the following battle items: time stop potion, stealth robe, splendid stealth robe. So that's also just being able to use time stop is really nice there. An extra meter will now be added when you engage in firepower meter level 3, making it easier to check the buff's duration. Oh, that's cool. I like that change. Specialty skills, bombardment. Out to shot cooldown has now been reduced from 12 seconds to 9. That's just a nice buff. Focused fire range increased by 50%. Attack speed increasing by approximately 16%. Attack duration has been increased by 30%. Poggers. So, sharpshooter. Front attack to back attack. Atomic arrow. Weak point detection level 1 has been added. That's nice, because this is like an explosion anyway. Charge shot. Weak point level 1. Effect been changed to level 2. Okay, that's really nice, actually. So just getting more destruction. Sharpshooter focus shot tripod has been changed from increased crit damage to increasing damage. Now outgoing damage is changed to that. So Blade Storm, the Silver Master skill tree tooltip has been changed to add Hawk meter recovery every time you use a skill after applying the Shadow Dance tripod. Not okay, so you're just gaining more Hawk meter. That's cool. And then Snipe Easy Prey tripod has been changed to increase crit rate. Now Easy Prey deals increased damage instead of increased crit damage. Okay. And Awakening skills. Overcharging will recover the Hawk meter by 100%. If you don't complete the charge, the Hawk meter will recover by 25%. And Specialization no longer charges Hawk meters recovery. Oh, changes, sorry. Changes Hawk meter recovery. Interesting. Especially the Hawk meter's natural recovery has been increased by 30% in PvE, so that's a nice change, actually. And engravings, Death Strike damage has been increased to those, and removed Hawk meter recovery from Loyal Companion and increased attack power while the Silver Hawk is summoned. Interesting. See, I'm not a sharpshooter player, but gaining more destruction. I mean, this seems good. This just seems like buffs across the board. Great for Loyal Companion. You just awaken and Hawk instantly. Gotta love it. That seemed really nice. Yeah, you awaken, but you have to hold it for the whole 100% charge. overcharging it, and then you'll gain your meter 100%. That seems really cool. Those are huge sharpshooter buff. We can use Keen Blunt now, and no need to go melee to generate bird meter. That is really good, actually. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to hit the boss either, I believe. As long as you overcharge it and miss, it still charges up. Oh, that's really cool. That's a nice change then. And I mean, death strike damage just being increased there on the engravings. That seems really good. So yeah, that seems like a big win for the sharpshooters. So nice balance patch change there for them. Gunslinger, peacekeeper. So attack type change from front attack to back attack. Okay, so this is the counter skill in pistols. Catastrophe, PvE damage increased by 22%. This is something that I might be looking into now. Kill confirmation tripod has been changed to cutthroat. So at the moment, there's a sniper skill that I might chop and change out for that. Catastrophe is also, this is the one where you're in rifle stance and you kind of stand still and you get that line that goes out. You know, like throw a grenade up in the air, the line kind of like a little box goes out, and then when you let go, you shoot the grenade like in the air and it explodes down. That's what that one is. This actually has a super armor tripod, which is quite useful for Vault in Phase 2 for not getting knocked off. Because if you're on rifle form, you don't have your spacebar and you're about to get hit by Vaulting to get knocked off, you can use that skill, give yourself super armor, tank the damage, and yeah, tanking as a gunslinger. But you can tank the damage, but you won't get knocked off. So this is a skill that I'll probably change to now. Kill confirmation tripod, it changed to cutthroats. We'll see about that. So, and bullet rain, PV damage increased by 23%. PV, so interesting. Okay, PV 23%. PvP damage decreased by 20%. Ambush tripod damage decreased. Okay, and vital point shot tripod changed to the in a tight spot. So this is a PvE buffed bullet rain. I think this is the skill where I don't know all the skills off all the skill names. I think this is the one where you're in pistols, you're shooting a lot and you can still move, and you kind of shoot, you point in a direction and you shoot and you can still move with it. Interesting there. So flame shot tripod changed from increased crit damage to increased damage. Wow, 95%. Interesting. So that seems like a big buff for bullet rain, man. In PvE, not talking about the PvP nerf. Interesting. Okay, so this might be like a main. I use this as like a filler skill. Engravings crit rate from time to hunt is increased, so that's good for the time to hunt players. Again, all two of them. Enjoy your buff. But this is interesting. So I'm curious about the damage of catastrophe and bullet rain. These changes I'm curious about. And this is just the counter. This is just so if you're facing them behind the boss, you get like more damage basically. That's your counter skill. So not like too much changed, but which is good because I was kind of expecting maybe some nerfs or something. But no, seems alright to be fair. Yeah, the skill. That skill is now one of the main damage skills. So big buff to rifle skills. And a pistol skill added to the new main damage skills makes time to hunt good. I suppose, actually. Yeah, actually. Thinking about that. Just for time to hunt. But yeah, that seems interesting. Bard. Okay, Prelude Storm. Counterattack's been added. Huge. Sound Shock. Tripod changed. Increased by 1 second. Stigma. 1 second. Note Bundle. Increased by 1 second. Increased 1 second. Increased 1 second. Increased 1 second. That's okay. Harp of Rhyme and Rhapsody of Light. Increase the time by 1 second. So just a buff, basically. Not too much, but bards will take it. Extra counter, that'll be nice. That'll be really, really nice. And then just extra buffs there. It's cool. Sorceress. Okay, Sorky Sorc. Ice Shower counterattack effect has been added instead of just using Squalls. So that's interesting. Okay. And that's been changed. Squall's been changed to just back attacks. Okay. Ice Shower, interesting. Speciality, decrease the magic enhancements. Yeah, enhancement effect damage to monsters by 1%. Decreased it by 1%. A whole 1%. Decrease the arcane turret effect damage by 2%. Just a bit of a nerf then. Ice Shower has tenacity tripod. Yes, it does. Yes, you're right, Philip. Absolutely. So interesting. I think I'm over everything. I think Saint Tone was talking about this being like a 6% nerf or something overall. I'm not really sure on this. Ice Shower has tenacity and meter plus tripod is huge. Yes, no, that is good. I was just thinking because obviously your ice skills are your meter generators, and you've got with the Legion raids coming out. There's a lot of counters, and in Russia doing them all, using counters and using Squall for everything. It's like you don't really use it for damage. It's a bit meh. You just basically sit on it until a counter comes up. You know, you can use it like a little bit here or there. There's some moments, you know, if you stagger a boss, you might chuck it in for like a tiny bit of extra DPS, but this is nice. So I want to experiment with that a bit. Deathblade. Okay, so Deathblade. Earth's Glavier attack type change from front to back attack and engravings. This is the big Sage. This is the big Surge, right? Surge has been changed to increase the damage from all Surge skills to that amount there. Maximum damage output will require a full stack of 20 for Surge enhancement. When Death Trance is finished, refill the ore meter based off the number of Surge stacks you have up to 100%. It's the fact that it's a full stack of 20. I think I'm not a Blade player, so I'm not entirely sure of how impactful this is, but I keep hearing ripped Surge blades, and I remember people would using like stacks of 12, either stacks of 12 or 14 to make it like easier. So you just build up your stacks like 12, use it, build up your stacks of 12, use it. It was a lot easier to maintain rather than having to try and get the full stacks of 20. But again, I'm not a Blade player, so I'm not entirely sure on this one. Shadow Hunter though, so rush movement distance increased by 1 meter. I have always thought that it needed this. This is your spacebar. Spacebar. But you'd build it to 14. Okay, so it's 14. So you go up to 14, then use it rather than 20. Rush. Movement decrease. Movement distance increased by 1 meter. Spacebar increased by 1 meter is. I think this would be quite impactful for Shadow Hunters. Actually, I think this would be really quite nice. Just moving extra distance. Does that include both forms? I'm not entirely sure if it's called rush in both forms, but I think in human form. I mean, in demon form, you've got that extra movement speed anyway, so you've got the extra utility. But yeah, slash, a counterattack has now been added, which is lovely. They added a lot of counterattacks actually, which is really nice. Two classes across the board. Grind change, quick prep tripod change to amplified damage, which cannot progress in level. On hit, foes will take plus 6% damage from players of party members. So this is synergy. I think grind change. Is this in demonic form? Any demonics out there? I think this is you get synergy now while in demonic form. Demonic slash movement distance increased by 2 meters, which is nice. It's in human form. It's a human skill, right? Okay. So it's just synergy. When the skill is used slanted towards monsters, the skills will pass through them instead of colliding. Okay. Excellent mobility tripod change to amplified damage. We cannot progress in level, so extra synergy there. Rising claw, so demonic slash. So this might be the demonic one. This is the demonic one then. Okay, so added synergy, which I think is actually quite big. That's quite a big change, isn't it? So you can keep up synergy in demonic form. Rising claw is changed to back attack. How cooldown reduced? Nice. That seems really big. Damage from PvE to PvP, PvE and PvP is decreased. Mana consumption reduced, which is really nice. Quick prep tripod change to amplified damage, which cannot be leveled up. On hit, they take 6% damage from players for 16 seconds. Screaming Fury tripod change from increasing damage to all party members with accuracy to only increasing damage from the player who provided the fear. Okay, that's synergy changed, right? So they just tweak the synergy. It's like this. Screaming Fury tripod can be progressed to level 5. Free synergy since demonic skills don't have tripods. It's good, man. Rushing slash and death claw are demonic. Okay. So yeah, renewish enemies that were hit with accuracy will now take 6% more damage for 6 seconds. And Deathclaw removed the front attack type. Enemies that were hit with accuracy now take 6% more damage. So it's good. So it's a lot of synergy changes. Plus a counter and movement speed. Not movement speed, movement distance on your spacebar. I just don't know if this is for both forms. You'll have to, any Shadow Hunters out there, you have to press spacebar. And then when the icon comes up for the cooldown, hover over it and see if it says Rash on both of them or not. Interesting. Interesting change, man. That's nice as well. Cooldown reduction. All the synergy is 6 seconds, 6%. Very nice for demonic, 666. Nice.